All right, Grant, pre-show shenanigans. We might have a little two-parter for a pre-show today. So I think the first thing is not going to take too much time. It's more so of a check-in with
Okay.
one of our fan favorites. And the other one is more so a legitimate thing that we can do
We
now.
like that.
So yeah, we talked about this when I texted you the other day, and might have actually just disrupted your entire work schedule for half the day when I texted you this. Fan favorite on the podcast, Juice, the 6U most likely 4-year-old captain of what team was it
Is
here?
is he team captain?
No, there is. I mean, here you can
Is
look.
he a captain?
Yeah, there is a C on that. There is a cap. Sorry, but
Wait, how many stars?
yeah, we've been over.
Four stars.
That's why we were like,
Four year
he might have been 1 years old when he.
4 year captain. Oh my god, 4 stars,
Yeah.
dude. This guy means something to this program.
Yeah. No. The current transfer portal candidate from West Orlando Jags. The juice is loose, everybody. The juice is loose. The highlight tapes have hit the Instagram feed on Sports Center. He also has had an unofficial visit with the 6U Cowboys, spelled with a K. Stallions right there.
Maybe it's a copyright infringement thing. Certainly
could
not,
be.
because I play in a league where every single NFL team is ripped off. My team, we actually ripped off West
Yes.
Virginia.
We also, I think we were the
Pop Warner
Patriots.
is the funniest. Is the funniest thing.
I think we were the Patriots when we were in like first grade.
Now,
Or maybe
you're talking like
I'm talking
what
throwback.
was your Pop Warner football
We
team?
were on the same
No. Fifth grade.
fifth grade.
What is your Pop Warner football team called?
We didn't have like, it was a school. It was an actual school that we played.
Because we were the West Side Vikings, WV, West Virginia.
Yeah.
I think we
Wait. Hold on. You were the
we may have actually had the exact same colors. There's a chance
As
we
West
did not
Virginia?
change the logo at all. We
Wait,
took
wait.
the West Virginia logo and
So you're telling me that you were the Vikings when you had WV. It's a logo, not the Vikings logo, but you did the West Virginia logo.
I would assume West Virginia is a lot easier to copyright steal their logo than the Minnesota Vikings.
Every team that we were on.
Well, no, yeah, a majority
Every
of
team we
in
were
the
as kids was the
thing.
NFL logo.
That there's a chance that the founder of the org that I represented, Everett, there's a chance that they were massive Mountaineers.
It's probably. I mean, let's
most
be honest,
likely.
As if there was no legal issue with it, and we were like the coaches,
they were
team,
going,
we would choose Chargers or Vikings.
The other thought is, actually, no, there's a team called the Carson Ravens. I thought they were Carson Raiders. No.
Still NFL.
The Minnesota Vikings logo, though, is so obvious.
Okay, so here's the thing.
West Virginia's logo,
this
not
is
every Californian recognizes a WV.
True. This is a perfect segue, though, into the second part. We just wanted a little juice update.
Hey,
Brent,
shout out Juice.
Shout out Juice. 4-time captain.
That's
at 6U. 5 years old, because they can't be 6. So 5 years old.
Okay. I don't want to put pressure on kids. Are we ready to say Juice may be the youngest captain in college football history? Could we get him on campus early like Paris Campbell when he was 16 at Ohio State?
Baby Gronk already there.
Oh, he's not a captain.
He's not a captain, but he's already on campus.
Baby Gronk is the equivalent of destroying. He's gonna show up. The TikTok's gonna matter. He's Caden Davis, I think, on Ohio State. This dude who would just go around filming TikToks all day, and then Ryan Day told him,
stop it.
So, do you want to be a walk-on at Ohio State or film your TikToks? And he was like, TikToks, which shout out to you, dog. He probably was making more money on TikTok than walk-on NIL Ohio State.
But,
I don't know if that exists.
Shout out to Juice. This is where the second part of the pre-show is going, and this is where you let me go with the segue. We were talking about this, I think, this morning. It would have been this morning. It actually was this morning. This is what prompted this. Frank the Tank dropped a top logo in the Mega Four, the Big Four sports. So hockey, baseball, basketball, football, right? American football, clarifying. Looking at you, George. But yeah, so he dropped his all-time logos. Absolute horrendous. Like most people, one of the most vile takes for logos, for all-time best logos that I've seen.
Oh.
And I think we agreed on that. But that made us talk. We're embracing debate, Grant. Top 5 all-time logos or current logos?
Current.
They're current logos. So top 5 current logos between the big 4 sports. And this is kind of where we draw the line. You were talking about just it being iconic versus the logo content itself. I think that's kind of separate. Like, obviously, you weigh the iconicism a little bit. But
this all came from
content of the logo.
This came from Frank the Tank Post, where he ranked the top 5 logos.
The number 1 was the Detroit Red Wings, for reference.
Yeah, so. Frank the Tank's got interesting sports mind, but he had the Mets too, and it's like
Cardinals.
Recently, Frank the Tank this week has been on quite the rant, saying the Dodgers do not have a likable player on the team.
Okay. Interesting.
Well, it's just the main example is just like, dude, Freddie Freeman is one of the only universally liked baseball players in the MLB. One of the few. You can't really hate on him. And the reason why Frank the Tank hates him is because he used to play for the Braves and whoop the Mets ass. That's why he hates him, because he would shit on his favorite team.
Yep.
And that's like the only that's a large reason why many of the best athletes have haters, is because they would poop on many people's favorites teams. That's why a lot of
they have
really good players.
They have.
I'm saying they have. And so because they have, for example, Trae Young to the city of New York is at like
villain.
Also, example number 1, Bing Bong. Guys got bounced by the Pacers. I know the Pacers just won, but we can't be serious about.
But also,
NBA
you want an exact definition. Kobe Bryant retirement commercial. I hate you. All the Celtic fans, all the fans. That's the definition of what that is.
Yeah,
if you're old enough to remember that commercial. Logos, Grant. I'll let you go first, and then I'll give, just off the dome, off the rip, top 5 logos across the big 4 sports. You can do it it doesn't have to be in order. You could just do 5 logos.
Now,
you don't have to do 1 through 5.
I think actually I love the Bulls logo. That's going to be somewhere in there. The San Jose Sharks logo is also amazing. They kept it. And like the San Jose Sharks logo is like a 2000s era type logo. We were saying earlier, but the Kevin Garnett era Timberwolves logo.
Well, also
that's how you get kids
if you're also doing throwback logos, the NBA has the best throwback logos: Grizzlies, Wolves, and Raptors.
Oh, no. But it's just like, I miss those old logos. They all were just amazing.
No, the Raptors logo should come back. That should come back.
Oh yeah. That's one rebrand where it's kind of, I guess they did it like when Kawhi. Did they change their uniforms this season? They won the ship. 2019.
I don't think they
was that the year that they changed to like the red with the like triangle.
Oh, I think those might have been like special jerseys, but the logo had been there for years.
But like starting like when Kawhi came, I feel like that was when they're trying to rebrand. Well, it's somewhat like the Creamsicles in a way, where they were losers when they used to have the sickest. They were a loser franchise, maybe they were trying to get past to a new era. So it's kind of, maybe it's a little creamsicle.
So
a little cream right there.
What did we get? You said San Jose Sharks.
I think Bulls. San Jose Sharks is great. Bulls. Okay, let me actually start thinking a little bit here. Is there an MLB logo that I
here? Would you like to see the MLB logos?
I'm gonna need to.
You can look
a quick gander.
There you go. You got NHL right here, MLB, NBA, and NFL. You can just scroll over.
I feel like the new Blue Jays isn't as good as the old one, but I'm actually not sure if I give the old Blue Jays a good one. I do think the Orioles one is objectively very good. I think the Brewers is better.
Brewers is just creative, like the B and the
that's also an old one, and so the moral of the story is Old logos are really
Also,
good.
we were talking about this.
Really
We were
good.
talking about this earlier, but a lot. If you look at
Of those, I'm going
but
Brewers.
also just generally speaking, if you look at the MLB logos overall, majority of the MLB logos is letters. They are like the team letter or like the city letters. It's not like an actual
letters as a
logo.
majority of these. But okay, NHL real quick.
I mean, I know what I think the number one NHL logo is.
Uh, dude,
Wild
low
is
key,
good, but
I kind of never really thought about it. The Ducks logo is actually pretty solid.
Yeah,
pretty solid. Blackhawks, we were saying earlier, I think Blackhawks might be like iconic. Penguins goated. Predators really, really good.
Wild, I'm a little biased, but like the Wild is cool.
I would say also, for a letter logo, the New Jersey Devils have the best. For a letter logo, I'm opening it up to all sports. Do the New Jersey Devils have the best lettered logo? Where the logo is primarily letters.
Yeah. I mean, I would really say it's between them and maybe like the Yankees, but it's not as creative.
No, the Yankees is more like an iconic Yankee hat. Yeah. That's a little unfair. MLB, you imagine the hats of all those. It's a little unfair.
You're telling me Utah Hockey Club, just Utah is not it?
Yeah, no, that's not it. Dude, the Seattle Kraken logo is not it. Not it. That S is not it.
I mean, otherwise it'd probably be the Packers. That's letter logo wise, because that's like just iconic.
I feel like that's a little more like iconic that we're thinking here.
The Jets,
Giants, pretty solid. Giants pretty good. Giants pretty damn good. What's the other sport we're saying?
If we had the OG Tampa Bay Rays logo, that would be it.
No, I'm saying a lot of these throwbacks are like so good. Now the Marlins is pretty good for now being a letter logo, but the old Hanley Ramirez
Braves, I probably put the Braves up there too. Just the A.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
But all right, I mean, I'll give my I know we were talking about actual lists. Like, I will give my it's not going to be a numbered 1 through 5, but I will give like what I would say consensus top 5 logos at this point in time for me. And you can tell me.
Yeah, it's the Angels. More iconic, but dude, that A's is so good.
With the halo, yeah.
The A's, Angels is also good, but the A's in New York, you just see those and you're like,
look, I want us to do 2 lists. I want us to do 2 lists here. I'm gonna do we have an iconic list and we have an actual list. Like just 1 through 5.
Yeah, let's do the actual list.
Like it's NFL, we can just go little bit by little here. NFL wise, I'm gonna say Vikings.
Okay.
I'm going to say Vikings. Like, I think the Eagles have a vibe. I also fuck heavy with the Dolphins logo.
Ooh,
I like the Dolphins. Eagles, actually, that's but I think overall the logos we're looking for, if the actual logo structure, Broncos, Vikings, Eagles, Dolphins.
There's just too many birds looking to the right. That's why
I say Vikings.
Well, they're also looking to the right. Eagles is the only logo looking to the left.
Differentiate yourself.
I'm just saying, look at it.
But I think overall, the NFL has the best. That's the first of all. I think overall, totality, the NFL is the best. All of them are unique.
I think NHL, they really just don't care. And so like I get dude, the Carolina Hurricanes logo is nice. That's nice.
I mean, this is what I'm going to say for.
I think NFL, we just see them the most, and
that's true. And that might just be us.
They also haven't changed. Which one of these logos have changed in our lifetimes? Is it just like
Rams? Rams have changed. Falcons has changed.
Kind of.
Well, you don't remember it as well, but Falcons has changed. Bears has changed. Commanders have changed. Commanders has changed. Jaguars, I guess, is kind of modernized a little bit. Jets has changed.
These are Oh, the old Jets with like the oval circle thing. Oh, dude, that's Jets football. That's Jets 3-13 Jet
football. I mean, really, I would probably say Vikings. No, in no order specific, but Vikings. Bulls are definitely there.
Well, I'm not sure if I put it in, but Blazers logo. Maybe that's just me. That might be just me. Okay, that Hawks, that is also a throwback era, but that also looks so nice.
I'm for right now. I mean, I've got Bulls, I've got Vikings. I'm gonna put the Orioles on there, so those are three. NHL, Blackhawks, Sharks.
I think
That's my
Blackhawks
five.
more iconic than like best.
I just think it's like
It's just really
You put-
unique.
that
and it's
is-
the
that is- that
last
is the-
Native American logo left, Everett.
I
If
would
the Cleveland Guardians
probably
logo
say-
was still there, or Indians, boy.
I would probably
Chief
say
Wahoo.
I would probably say like probably Sharks and then like the Ducks.
The
If-
Oilers is a new. I mean,
Oilers-
that's an old one, but
also,
they used to be different.
Ottawa Senators have a
Pretty
solid.
damn solid.
I honestly the NHL might have the best.
I think NHL is the best.
Yeah.
Dude, Philadelphia Flyers.
But if
Wow.
we're talking
What a logo.
if we're talking
Are we-
iconic, we're talking iconic.
Rangers is so damn good. Holy shit. The badge.
Yeah. But if,
Islanders is also okay.
if we're
These are
talking-
the best.
if we're talking
Blue Jackets is also excellent. This whole everything. The worst is probably the Dallas Stars. St. Louis Blues is even good. Even the St. Louis Blues is good. I like that.
You do like that?
It's a little target right there. Yeah, I like that. For a P letter logo, like the Calgary
guess.
Flames, that's good for the Kings sucks.
you
Dude, the Kings
could
is
do it like
bad.
a crown or something.
Yeah, no, well, that's what it used to be. That was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
And it looks like a little face with the eyes.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
That was great.
But iconic wise, like we're just talking.
Dude, Ducks, not. I mean, it's not even close. NHL blows NFL.
If we're talking iconic logos, Blackhawks are up there. Maple Leafs, we were talking about this. Maple Leafs are there. MLB wise,
it's the Yankees.
Yankees. Do you even
Dodgers.
say Dodgers?
No, it is Yankees,
Cubs?
Dodgers, and that kind of sucks. I mean,
But
yeah,
it's
but
just
I'll be honest, that one sucks. White Sox and A's, Hunted P and Giants and
I think
go back to MLB. There's too many here. Nationals is damn good
with the bird.
Oh, that no,
bird.
screw that. The
Just
STL Cardinals is so fire. Pittsburgh Pirates, fire. Reds,
Sox.
that C,
Red
fire.
Sox.
Yeah, no, that Red Sox B is fire. Tampa Bay, even
But
that
like
is
here's the thing. Also though, like
I'm
I
all
think
thinking hats.
I
all
think
these, Kansas City Royals.
I think you
gorgeous.
can also extend this though.
Everything.
You can
Dude,
extend this
even
a little
the
bit like
Twins
throwback.
is nice.
You can extend this a little bit to throwback logos like Tampa Bay Rays.
I
throwback
love
logo.
the Rangers. Oh, Mariners is gorgeous with the little Orient thing.
Yeah. Yep.
Compass thing.
But like,
so good.
here's the thing: the NBA, like your iconic logos, Lakers, obviously, Celtics, obviously,
Heat is iconic,
Bulls.
dude.
But like outside of
The
those,
Heat is so
like
good.
honestly, like low key, out of all the NBA, Bulls are probably like the best logo. But I think the Bucks are the pretty solid
Okay.
logo, too.
Next, that is the most iconic. If it was Lucky on the Celtics, it would be that.
Yeah, but I think
Sixers so good.
I think out of anything in the NBA though, the best logo period are the throwback logos.
Unfortunately, it's
Grizzlies
crazy
and
to
Raptors.
admit, but the OKC logo has now been there for so long that's like one of the longest tenured logos. The OKC.
Them and
That's
the
crazy.
Blazers probably
Because
too.
Pistons they like changed that recently.
The
Cleveland
Blazers-
technically
The
changed.
Blazers is probably
Pacers, that's been there.
The
forever.
Nuggets. And so the
Pacers,
Nuggets.
Pacers and the Flyers, they kind of got the same thing going on. See Flyers? See Pacers?
Yeah.
See Flyers? Kind of got the same thing going on there. Yeah, okay. We're gonna have to wrap up a little bit. That was a lot, but
Yeah.
we got some good logos there, folks. Good logos. Next time we'll be talking about uniforms, but without further ado. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Waterboy Podcast. Today's episode 318. And game one of the NBA Finals has wrapped. Aaron Rodgers has found a new home, and we got some college football playoff updates. Some interesting developments out of some conference officials who thank you as an Ohio State fan is all I have to say about that. But all right, big time stuff. You know what? We'll do this and we can get this out of the way quick. But NBA Finals Game 1 is wrapped. Everett wasn't watching, so we can't exactly give
Not my fault.
Well, at the end, you didn't see it. The end was the basketball.
Not my fault. I'm getting back here to record this.
The first 42 minutes of the basketball game quite literally meant nothing. It was all the last 5 minutes. But Pacers come back down. Double digits to win. And Tyrese Haliburton hits a game winner. Is this on a betting line analytic perspective, is this the highest likelihood in the history of the United States that an Indiana sports franchise could win a championship in any sport? Is this right now being up 1-0?
Grant, the Colts with Peyton Manning exist.
Oh yeah. I'll be honest. I just remember Peyton Manning always sucking in any type of Super Bowl event that I don't even really remember. Yeah, but I mean, the last one with the Broncos, he didn't win that. Von Miller won that Super Bowl, and Cam Newton lost it. Come on, Everett. Come on. But
Colts.
Since then. Well, the second Peyton Manning is not a Colt. So that Colts Super Bowl is win. Oh,
but he's consistently been like
no. Okay. Regardless, when was the Colts? 07? I think 07.
07.
Because 08 is Larry Fitz, Polamalu.
Yeah, beat
and
beat
09. 09 is Saints over Colts.
Yes.
I think so.
But that, I mean, either way, they would have been there. That probably would have been the best chance for them.
Anyway, 18 years since an Indiana sports franchise. This is the highest likelihood that an Indiana sports franchise could win a championship in 18 years.
At this point in time.
Being up 1-0. At this moment in time.
Yeah, until the fever comes through.
Whoa. You're talking future. We're talking right now, 18 years year to date.
Yes, I mean, in the last 18 years, yes.
This is Indiana basketball right here. This is Indiana basketball that we're talking about. This is what Cody Zeller and Victor Oladipo could never do. This is what Yogi Ferrell can never do. This is what Nigel Hayes can never do. All right, this is what you're seeing. Nigel Hayes, that is a Wisconsin Badger right there.
It is just objectively crazy that like they led this game for 0.3 seconds. They were down the entire game
Haliburton
until the last game 0.3 seconds, and they won.
That and also Nembhard down the stretch, just taking James Harden ISO moves, dribbling between his legs like he's James Harden, hitting step backs. It's 2 minutes left on the clock. It is a 5-point game 1 of the NBA Finals, and the play call is let Andrew Nembhard pull a James Harden. This league, man, my goodness, what are we doing? And he airballed the second one, but forget about that. Pacers won. NBA, it is exciting. This is exciting to watch. I do love seeing this, and I guess kind of the fun part is this does open up a door. I'm not sure if he's a free agent right now, but this could expedite a Jokic Luka team up because they're just like, if we team up right now, we are definitely the best duo. It's not close, so let's just do this right now because we could dominate. We could beat that Thunder team.
I also just think that this finals is not indicative of who actually like. I think that if you were a current team in the NBA and you were looking at this finals matchup, obviously the Thunder are great. But if you're like, especially in the East, and you're looking at the Pacers making it, and you're one of these teams next year, you'd be like, yeah, we can make the finals. Like,
yeah, no. I mean, this is just I mean, the Thunder should still win that. Like, this is
yes. But I'm saying objectively, that's why I said from the East. If you're a team in the East, this is like the most labor. You're like the Pacers just made the finals.
Well, yeah, but also. Next time around, it's like the Celtics might just like enter a rebuild right now. And we haven't discussed this yet. When Jay Wright takes over the Knicks, like they might be a basketball team. So I mean, we gotta think about that too.
Well, also, with Tatum, I mean, it's Achilles, right?
Yeah, he's out for the year. So the Celtics are not a basketball team next season.
Yeah.
And like I would imagine I don't think they can like. I think Pritchard or Derek White or one of these like key guys
Yeah,
is about to be a free agent.
I'm pretty sure it's Derek White.
It could be him. I think Pritchard is too, but like they can't keep all of them. And they're not going to keep them to just be like a 5 seed or nah. The East sucks. They'll probably still be like a 3 seed,
non-intentionally.
But I mean, it's just like they're not going to beat the team out of us, even if they do make the finals. So it's probably in the Celtics' best interest to tank for 1 year. Like 1 year, you finish bottom 8 NBA standings, and David Stern will be the second. So Adam Silver, my bad. Throwing it back to the OG. But yeah, no. The only big market NBA team that they will not give a top pick is the Bulls. Every other top market team they'll give you a top pick when you're.
I will say,
Lakers.
What? Yeah, I think we said it once before. I'm gonna say it again.
They'll bail you.
We
not the Bulls.
We got to give props. Tyrese Haliburton, ever since they were the whole overrated thing, has been on a mission.
Well, this is the other thing about the overrated thing. Voted by his peers, he was voted most overrated. Do you know how many NBA players voted Tyrese Haliburton overrated?
20. 3.
He was the most voted, but 3 did. So, it
was his own team. They knew it would motivate him.
No. It's like Kirby Smart motivating the Georgia players, falsely telling them nobody in the country believed you could win this. It's like, dude, you've been number 1 for like the past 4 years.
No, that was the Texas kicker that.
Yeah, no.
I was thinking the kicker.
Kirby Smart falsely lies. He lies to his own players and tells them nobody in the country believes in you. Like, have any of you opened Twitter all year?
No, they're required to delete
Dude,
Twitter.
Everybody is saying, like, dude, Georgia's about to steamroll everybody who even looks at them on a football field. That's what everybody's been saying. What are you talking about, Kirby? But that's good football coaching right there. That's good coaching right there. But moving on, off the NBA talk. Lot of fun stuff going on right now in the NBA Finals, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I would imagine. You know what? I think Pacers could actually take Game 2, and then it's the Bucks Finals against the Suns from a couple of years ago, where Pacers go up 2-0 and then 4 straight Thunder.
You think that the Pacers win first 2 in OKC?
I could see it. I could see it. If the Pacers were to go up 2-0, I might be sprinkling Thunder at 6 if the Pacers go up
2-0. Okay. All right. Would you rather go NFL or MLB?
NFL next. Aaron Rodgers is a Pittsburgh Steeler.
Yeah, well, we've been saying this for weeks, for months. Well, everybody's surprised.
Who was it? Joy Taylor reported this weeks ago. How dare Aaron Rodgers not show up to training camp? Joy, Aaron Rodgers isn't on the Steelers. Maybe that's why he didn't report.
That adds up.
Did you know that?
That Aaron Rodgers wasn't on the Steelers?
No. Joy Taylor ran a segment. Who does Aaron Rodgers think he is? 40 years old, and he doesn't show up to training camp? Steelers training camp start. Why is he not there? And then Keyshawn Johnson's sitting there just like, did Aaron Rodgers sign with the Steelers? Like Keyshawn Johnson's like, what the hell are we talking about?
We're not going to talk too much about Joy Taylor and her.
No. That's just the state of one side of sports media right now.
Right. Yeah, but I mean, I haven't checked the Steelers Super Bowl odds, but congratulations, Steelers! You are going 9-8 again. Mike Tomlin's record is still going to be intact.
Oh yeah, no, 100.
It will still be there, which is probably what this entire signing was meant to do: is just maintain his 9-8 record.
At what point do Pittsburgh Steelers fans get tired of Mike Tomlin's 9-8 bullshit, and they're like, "We want 10-7." So we're going to fire Mike Tomlin. When do they do it? And then they hire a guy first year, 5-12, and they rehire Mike Tomlin. But
think
When will
if they
Steelers
let-
fans be sick of
let's put it this way. If Mike Tomlin,
my goodness,
if Mike Tomlin ever
spoiled
leaves, if Mike Tomlin ever leaves Pittsburgh, and it's not him retiring, if the Steelers let him go,
okay, so
he's immediately getting signed by another fucking team. The only way that the Steelers get him back is if they trade him.
But yeah,
he will be the head coach of a team for the rest of his career, no matter what happens.
Well, I also just think, if you're Mike Tomlin, for Mike Tomlin at the Steelers, how long he's been, there's no other job on planet Earth other than like governor of the state of Pennsylvania that he could have more power in what he likes to do. There's no other job on earth that Mike Tomlin, can have. If he took any other NFL head coaching job, you do not have as much power as you did as Pittsburgh Steelers head coach.
I think it also just depends. I think it also just depends where.
And his owner relationship. It's just
no, true. But I think no matter what, like if the Steelers were dumb enough,
I also don't think
if the Steelers were dumb enough to ever let him go, he will be a head coach over the next year. There's not like he's taking this about. But like, I mean, I think that Mike Tomlin's one of those guys where like Steelers fans, like he gets a lifetime contract. Like they don't get a choice. You can't ever be fed up with him because he'll take you to the playoffs. Like there's always hope. And whether or not that's actually paid off on, you don't know. But like with Mike Tomlin, there's always hope that you'll be in the playoffs. And that's the thing that you can never replace.
You know what? You are correct. Football's a lot more fun when it is Christmas time and the football games you're watching
are meaningful. Yeah. Like
that's going to slightly segue into our college football conversation a little bit.
So I mean, obviously,
but it's about meaningful football, folks.
Yeah, until
not necessarily more football.
Well, I obviously Aaron Rodgers to the Steelers, like I don't think that really changes that much for Pittsburgh.
No. It's more so for us to have fun. Okay,
yes,
Aaron Rodgers is now a Pittsburgh Steeler. What is that? Is there Hard Knocks in season check? Is it I think it might be. If it is, oh boy. I think I say this every year when we find out the Hard Knocks. I say I'm gonna watch it. I never have, but is it AFC North?
2025 NFL Hard Knocks series will have two main installments: a training camp version with the Bills and an in-season edition focused on the NFC East.
Oh, that's kind of fun too. But shit, for some reason I thought it was AFC.
This might be like
that was last year.
This might be like the fourth season in a row that the Giants have been on Hard Knocks.
Yeah, no, they're always on it. Always.
Like I'm at least at a certain point, like teams have started doing their own Hard Knocks. Like the Vikings have their own kind of thing to do it too. But like Hard Knocks itself, like where like I remember when you came over to like Minnesota and we were watching the Browns Hard Knocks.
The Baker Mayfield Hard Knocks with the O-line coach said and his whole body moves.
Also, there's the clip of him
that may have been the most watched Hard Knocks.
There's everybody clip of him impersonating the GM too. And he's like shooting all the gum and shit.
Oh yeah, no, hey, there's great Hard Knocks. Hey, the one Hard Knocks highlight tape everyone knows: DeAndre Hopkins breaking the dude's ankle, then Vontae Davis getting traded. And then JJ Watt
and Antonio Brown jumping around.
We've all seen the compilation. We all know exactly what we're talking about here. But and then it's the Hut at the end. His whole body
shifts.
It's the most. It's arguably the most magnificent thing you could have seen come out from the NFL in terms of like, whoa. What am I like? That might be the most confusing. I need to watch this 3 times over thing.
Like, did I just see that?
Not even a Cam Chancellor hit would require more information to understand that shit. Seeing that coach speak, he's just talking.
No, his entire gut just shifts up like a solid 3
The diaphragm is quite literally like doing jumping jacks inside.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But all right, here's one thing that I think I came and talked to you about this last night. But this is not just related to JJ McCarthy. This is just kind of a general rookie first year quarterbacks just thing. Like first year on a team, first year as a rookie, whatever. There was a tweet. JJ McCarthy has been doing really well in OTAs, this is where the state of Vikings football is they're getting hyped about OTA performances with JJ McCarthy, right? That's where the state of Minnesota Vikings football is. But somebody tweeted out and they were like, hey, so at what point, like how long do we give JJ McCarthy? Like at what point, like that's the determining line, he's going to be good or bad. And the most highly liked response was first drive, Monday Night Football, first game of the year versus Chicago Bears in Chicago.
Naturally, that's how we do this in this sport.
But that raises the question, what circumstances, what players, what teams, like how long of leverage, like leeway do you give? Like if it is
Patrick Mahomes, you get quite literally your first 2 passes, you get 1. Well, it actually depends how the first one goes.
I also though,
if the first pass is a drop, you can have a second.
Well, so here's the thing. I saw today a clip of Jamarcus Russell's first drive as a quarterback in the NFL. It's like getting cheers or whatever. Very first pass in the NFL was a sideline toe drag, like perfectly placed ball. Everything else for the rest of the drive was ass. And then we know how the rest of his career went off. So I don't think you could say first pass is what determines second pass. What determines it?
Well, if the first pass, like if you dirt it, like 2 feet short of the receiver, immediate
you're like
pass.
Not going to be good. Oh, you know he's not.
If you Nathan Peterman throw a pick 6,
5 pick 6,
not Joe Shaw, Matt Schaub. Oh boy, this is gonna be bad. But if your first pass, if it's a completion, you're going to the Hall of Fame. You're winning 15 Super Bowls for this franchise if he just completes the first pass. If the first pass not an incomplete, for him to get a second chance, it has to be a drop.
Okay,
but it can't be a Justin Jefferson drop. If it's a Justin Jefferson drop, that's JJ McCarthy's fault. Anyone else, it's the receiver's fault.
Okay, so we're going to test this. We're going to test this theory. So I just looked at Bo Nix. At Bo Nix's first NFL completed pass. First pass attempt, completed pass.
Well, that's not a good example because I was out on Bo Nix after.
But that's why I did it. That's why I did it.
Yeah, no bad example.
But I'm going down the line. I'm using it specifically because you were out on it. So Bo Nix first pass attempt was completed.
Well,
let's look at Jaden Daniels. All right, Jaden Daniels first NFL pass. That's a passing touchdown. That is not what I'm looking for. Well, that died pretty quickly. I thought it came.
Was Jaden Daniels' first pass a touchdown?
First, no. This is just saying. Well, his first touchdown was to an offensive tackle.
No. His first NFL pass, was it a touchdown effort? Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you. That's because if it was, oh shit. Oh boy, we got a goat on our hands. We got a goat on our hands if his first pass is a touchdown.
So then what are you saying? If somebody's coming in like end of season, like they didn't start from week 1, do you give them more leeway, less leeway? Like talking about Michael Penix, we're talking about Josh Allen, we're talking about Patrick Mahomes.
If you come in end of the season, that shit does not matter at all.
So it's the start of the next season. That's the first attempt.
Yeah, no. It's start of the year football.
Okay, so it has to be the first pass attempt of the first drive of the year, if that's like your first full season.
Yeah, the first offensive drive
of the full season,
that team.
For the full team.
Maybe the Vikings kick off to start the game, and technically the first drive, JJ McCarthy won't be on the field, so he can't complete.
But what if they throw a ball to the sideline and JJ McCarthy catches it?
Bad sign. That means it's Terrell Pryor, dude.
Whoa,
how could that be good, Everett? What? How could
I didn't know if it was feet of athleticism.
No. That's like, oh shit. Okay. Then Kevin O'Connell's like, Taysom, McCarthy. Taysom Hill McCarthy. We don't ever want it. When he's on the sidelines, I need the ghost of Adam Thielen right
Well,
there.
hey, I mean,
he will never catch a football. It will just be the only time he catches a football is when he's in shotgun.
I mean, I would like to just demonstrate this picture for you,
though. Yeah, no, he's got nothing on Justin Herbert's comparison, but yeah, no, it's all right. You can try all you want. But Uh, shit, that is, Justin Herbert has an impromptu start. Tyrod Taylor has his lung punctured by the team doctor, and then Justin Herbert beats the Chiefs in it. We might have something on our hands in LA, folks. But
Yeah, dude.
any more NFL talk?
No, I do have kind of a segue into the MLB if you want to do that, and then into
you know what football. I got college football right now because it's on the relevant-ish topic of meaningful football. College football playoff proposals are underway.
Yeah,
for not this next year, but 2 years from now when it can change. And so there's two formats on the table that conference officials, leaders, conference commissioners are voting for. And so the first format, the one that everyone's been hearing about, which probably will end up happening, is the automatic qualifier model. And so that's the one where Big Ten and SEC have 4 guaranteed teams, each of a 16-team field. So that's 8. ACC and Big 12 get 2. So that's now oh my God, 12. Power 5 highest ranked champion, 13, and then 3 at larges. Yeah, and then a 1-1-1. It's the 4-4-2-2-1-1-1-1 model, I believe. The other model is the top 16 ranked teams in the college football playoff rankings are in the
direct 1 of 16, not the BS.
Yeah.
Like
now, a quick counterpoint to anyone who just saw that and immediately thought, like, well, if it's now 1 versus 16, then maybe that last 16 spot, the committee just gyps. I understand. I know. I get it. But that's the other model, top 16 teams. But real quick, I'm going to tell you some of the votes by some of the commissioners on what they voted. And the SEC voted for a ranking 1 through 16.
Okay.
No auto bids, I believe. They voted no auto bids at all. And I believe a lot of people online were like, SEC, way to stick out for the little man. Way to be a good team player.
They're not.
Way to help people out. The Big Ten voted automatic qualifiers. I'm pretty sure they're like, yeah, no, like the 4th best team in the Big Ten is probably getting beeswaxed by an SEC team. So no, yeah, give us the 4. You guys saw Indiana last year. We're not going to beat around the bush and act like the heart of the Big Ten's good. They're not. Big Ten, they were in favor. ACC. Oh yeah, we're taking the 2 auto bid. What the hell are we talking about? The Big 12 Everett voted for 1 through 16. Top 1 through 16 rankings. And so we're going to break down the pros and cons of the conferences and different auto qualifiers. We'll start big. We'll start with actually Big Ten. Big Ten auto qualifiers. Ultimately, it helps the conference because the heart of the Big Ten is not that. And
part of the cards.
And like the Indianas of the world, who are hot, flash in the pan. Your USCs. I'm not saying Penn State. They're at the top. They're going to beat it every year, no matter what. Automatic qualifier, we're 16 ranked. They're in it every year. But I'm talking that Indiana, like a Michigan State, if they're up there, like not an Oregon, they're good, but you're pesky, like 7-5, 8-4, 9-3, 10-2 Big Ten teams. Like they would get boat raced in the playoff. You saw that. And Big Ten does want them to automatically get it. That's good for the Big Ten, for the Indiana to get in the playoff. No, it's good for the Big Ten to get a 4th participation trophy in that. But so that's why the Big Ten wants that. ACC, obviously they're going to take 2 auto bids. What the hell are we talking about? You get 2 teams in no matter what. you could have one team in the ACC win the whole thing 10-2, and the next highest ranked team is 8-4. Guess what? 8-4 team is in. Yeah, ACC, sign me up. Okay. Now the Big 12. They picked 1 through 16, saying it was for the greater good of college football. I'm going to get into that in a second, but the Big 12 commissioners said they just ranked 1 through 16, saying it'd be for the greater good of college football. I'm going to explain why that is just so incorrect. And also, though, as an Ohio State fan, thank you, Big 12. Thank you, Doc. Thank you for voting in that favor. As an Ohio State fan, I wish the Big Ten didn't vote for automatic qualifiers because Ohio State's in the top 16. Doesn't matter what, don't matter. But Big 12 votes against it. SEC also votes against it. Now, the SEC are voting for the 1 through 16. I think Josh Pate did the math. This past season, under a 1 through 16 models, do you know how many SEC teams would have been in this past season?
But you used the 1 through 16 model?
Just the top ranked 1 through 16. Do you know how many SEC teams? And remember, last year was, whoa, before you answer that, don't say a word. Would we agree that last year was probably one of the most down years for the SEC, one of the worst years they've had as a conference in a really long time?
Yes.
So in a down year for the Southeastern Conference, guess how many teams?
6.
That's two more than the other. And it was a down year. It was a down year effort. We just said that. They would have got 6 in. But okay, we're starting with that. One step further though. That's just why it's bad. Okay. The SEC having 6 teams, that's not good. I would actually prefer the automatic qualifiers as a fan of the sport because that's what college football is about. You know,
Well, I think that's also
college football. This is my main point. The regular season has to matter. Why I love college football is because I remember I actually told this to my father as a young tot. I told my dad, college football, it's kind of interesting how the playoffs kind of start week 1. Like if you lose, you're out of the national championship. And I remember my dad being there just like, yep, that's what makes it so great. And you know what? That's why I love college football. Because slight Ohio State point here. The whole I'd rather beat Michigan than win a national championship. A lot of that comes from you need to beat Michigan in order to win a national. You can't win a national. So that's baked into it. And
but yeah, go ahead.
I want the regular season to matter. And so under that 6-team playoff with the SEC, Everett last year, I believe 5 SEC teams at the end of October would have been in the playoff.
Well, I think okay, so let's
and there would have been so many games on the stretch that from a Tennessee perspective, they had some big time games down the stretch last year, and if you're already in, this is actually in an automatic qualifier. Tennessee, they were 3 SEC teams would have already known. Georgia,
I mean, okay,
but the amount of pointless regular season games that would occur just under this expansion in general. It's so big. Last year, the Ohio State Oregon game, I did not care at all.
Here's the thing.
That should never happen.
So I think
that should kill me.
In your point, I think this goes to your point.
I should not.
I think it's also something
for a month if Ohio State loses to Oregon.
I think that we also talked about it in the season last year. And I think it was part of the same when we were talking about does an 8-4 SEC team get eliminated? Whatever. When we were going through the records of the SEC teams saying what the line was for whether or not they could make it. Mm-hmm. I think around that episode is where we kind of talked about it, and we talked about a very similar thing in the vein that we want in order to have the best college football products, you need games to matter because we were talking about it with regards to Lane Kiffin and other coaches being like, why would I play in a championship game that's meaningless where both of us are going to be in playoffs? And make the sets
I mean that
lose it.
too.
But it's just when we were talking. It's just when we were talking about it. That's where it came up. And it goes to the greater point. Is like, all right, if 3 or 4 of us are already guaranteed to make it at this point in time, why should we care about winning? Because we're already in it. And I think that if you go and you make,
I mean, like the NFL,
but it's
week 18.
Yeah, I know, but
no one plays fantasy football week 18.
It is just objectively different in college football.
I know, but it's going to turn into that.
I know, but that's my point. Is I think that it's more important to try and savor and preserve that side of college football.
I know,
and that's where I'm getting at.
Our children are going to grow up thinking they can lose it.
Like that's what I'm saying.
You can't lose a foot.
I think
you idiot. You can't lose a game in college football and college.
I think the best way to go about it.
I think that's how college football is.
I think the best.
Michigan fans.
The best way to go about it.
The
best way to go about it. You have 1 through 16, and then you just have auto bids to the big conference champions. That's it.
Oh no! That's the 1 through 16 model.
With the auto bids to conference champions. That's the only way to do it, where you preserve it to some respect.
That's what Bama. No. I'm sorry.
You need to clarify that.
I'm sorry. There is no 1 through 16 model. That is the model.
Okay.
It's the
conference champions, and then the remainder seats gets filled out by the 16 up to 16.
Yeah. Or actually, I think that's a proposal on the table.
Does that include G5 at large?
Yeah, 5 conference. Yeah.
I just didn't know if it was 5 conference champions or the big conference. No, and it's just the last seed.
There's multiple. Actually, you're correct. There's differences. I think, this is an off the dome model. Okay, hypotheticals, boys. But you know what? That's a great 20 minutes next episode. We're not checking it out, but dude, next week's about to be bang.
I do think I feel like you agree with me on this. Like overall, in order to keep college football the way it should be, is you need to preserve that. And the only way really to preserve it with the way college football is going is you have the automatic seeds for those conference champions, and then the rest of it is 100% just backfilled by actual ranks. Because if you have teams that lose so many games, they're not going to be ranked there. That's the only way where you have the preservation of teams not wanting to lose or being okay.
Yeah. I mean,
the more you expand playoffs, the more teams with more losses get in to begin with.
In terms of just the teams making
the
5+11 model, we're not talking seeding, but just the teams in. It was the 5 conference champs and then the next ranked teams that made it.
Right. Yes.
I don't even remember how they snuck Clemson in at the end there.
Clemson won the ACC.
Okay. So how SMU got it? Because they played in the ACC championship game?
I think their record was strong enough where they were like...
Yeah, okay. So moving forward. Under a 5-11, all those models, SMU's not going to be in there.
No. Well...
8-4 Alabama should be in the college football playoff over an 11-1 SMU.
That's the problem. Is this this is what you were just talking about?
Yeah, but you're right.
This is the whole issue. You're going against what you just said.
I'm the problem. It is me. Damn it, Taylor. No. Yeah, I'm an elitist. I'm an elitist. I'm an elitist. Well, okay, get it. But
we need it's the whole
Alabama
preservation of wins.
I just said 8-4. Okay. If the college football playoff, since its existence, was always a 16-team playoff, there's 2 programs that would made it every single year. One is the Alabama Crimson Tide. The other is the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Yeah, but that's with Nick Saban, who's no longer the coach.
Well, true.
Who also did not lose to Vanderbilt for
you're right, but also, despite Nick Saban, Alabama is still the number 1 program in college football.
That's fine, but it's different when you're losing 4 games.
They didn't lose.
No, I'm saying no.
Well, last year they were 9.
But I'm saying when you're using an 8-4 Alabama hypothetical.
Well, I use that.
9-3, boohoo. Same vein.
They're always in.
Yeah, but
is
this,
what I'm
so,
saying.
but you're going 100% against what you just were talking.
Well, what do you mean?
You were just going through how like you were talking about like, hey, wins matter. Like we care about wins. Like you're going talking about, but you're like, hey,
no.
the only way to the playoffs
No, no,
is to win,
no,
and that's if you want to preserve that, you can't let it in a 9-3 Bama.
Well, I'm saying that's what's just going to happen.
But I'm saying if college football and the basis,
you're saying a big if.
If the basis of college football, all right, John Moran. If the basis,
it's the best selling in the game.
If the basis
that and the Brandon I.
If the basis of college football is that wins matter and you're trying to entice teams to not throw.
Well, here, this thing. I'm bringing this point up. I want it to be saved. This is kind of more so of a rant because it hasn't hit me yet.
It's a grant rant.
This is the first part in like the stages of like acceptance, denial, regret, angst. What is it? The stages of acceptance?
Yeah, something like that.
So I'm in the first stage right now. It hasn't hit me, but no. Right now, I am confronting the reality that regular season football games will not matter, and a November football game between LSU and Ole Miss, it actually doesn't.
It's just like that. Just makes such
Florida Ole Miss last year does.
This makes such a terrible.
And even last year under a 12 team, Florida Ole Miss.
But like, all right, here's the thing: if you don't want the wins to value that much and you want a 9-3 Bama to be able to get over an 11-1 SMU, no, don't get me wrong. The teams that Alabama play are better than SMU. So those losses are going to be against better teams, although one of them came against Vanderbilt.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude, get ready.
But let me finish my thought. Let me finish my thought.
Hey.
Let me finish. Let me finish.
Excellent losses.
Let me finish. One of them is Vanderbilt, so no. But let me finish. Let me finish.
Keep going. Talk.
Just keep talking. The way to solve that issue is you make it a play-in. You make those.
We're getting into that.
You make the 16-team playoffs, but then you have to have a play-in game.
Well, this is the thing. But you see this. Yes, that's what's going to happen. But the dumbass casuals are going to be like, "What do you mean the games aren't meaningful?" Now, playing game between Wisconsin and Indiana to represent. Oh my God, Caps! Oh my God, I would much rather be interested in Penn State USC Week 13 matter than that.
Well, then you need to value wins.
No, yeah, I know, but what I want isn't going to happen.
You can't. What you want is to let 9-3 Bama in over 11-1 SMU.
No. That's going to happen.
But I'm saying the way that you're addressing it is saying that that's what you want to happen.
Well, no. But as real quick though, just football fan. Yeah, no, actually, no. I would rather have that.
Would you rather value the wins or value the
Ohio State grant talking or college football waterboarding grant talking? Which one? Which one? Because it's different. It is.
About talking about college football as a whole.
College football as a whole. The 9-3 Alabama should compete for a national championship, but shouldn't. But under any 16-team model, they will always be.
Yeah, but here's the thing: if they're fairly ranked in the top 16, fine. I don't give a fuck because they're ranked there. But if you have a team,
I'm saying,
but if you have an
Alabama will always be a top 16
I'm saying,
and the 16-ranked Alabama team should not have a chance to win. Like Ohio State last year.
Well, here's the thing. It's different. It's different. Last year, it's not. Last year was not 16 teams. So
I know. But
Bama would have been in last year. Bama would have gotten in last year.
I'm just saying, 8-seed Ohio State last year should not have even had an opportunity to do their run under how college football should work. They shouldn't have even had a chance to do that. They did and belt the ass.
I mean, to be fair,
greatest run in college football history.
With the way the conference realignment has happened, there's just objectively speaking going to be more losses.
No. Hey, this is all reaction.
But with that said, there is a point where losses need to matter, and that's where you're saying, hey, a 9-3 team over an 11-1 team, even though a 9-3 schedule is more difficult.
Well, we know losses don't matter if you could lose to Northern Illinois and make it to the national championship. We know they don't matter. I mean, they don't matter at all. when Notre Dame lost in Northern Illinois, Everett, that was one of the funniest days. I mean, I don't think I've ever had. It's been a while since I've had that much fun hate watching. It's been a while. Well, Michigan, I hate this year, but it that was such a fun day. Anyone you could text who is aware of college football, you get a good laugh at. Anyone, didn't matter what fan, even a Notre Dame fan. It's funny seeing them not respond. It's like, you are a loser. You're a Notre Dame fan. You'll always be a loser.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Like, I still think, objectively speaking, the best way to go about it is you need to value wins because it takes competitiveness out of the game. And I think players individually,
we love that.
Players individually probably, like, you'll still care because there's just competitive nature, but coaches strategically might not. That's where the line is.
Wait. Coaches
strategically might not care. Like, for example,
well, yeah, I mean, coaches, they're probably sitting there just like, can I get an extra week of vacation out of this somehow? Like, apparently, that's what, like, Ryan Hartline's number one priority is PTO. Like, I do this shit.
Yeah.
The effort I put in to get your 5 stars, Ryan. Yeah,
it takes a lot to do that.
I'm getting months off. On my months off, I still wake up every day and text recruits. By the way, so
this is the last thing I want to end. We'll end the episode with this. It's in the MLB. This kind of ties into football. Big kind of football episode for us today. Grant, Paul Skeens has allowed only 19 earned runs in 13 starts this year, but the Pirates have lost 8 of those.
Jacob deGrom, yeah.
The Pirates have lost 8 of these games.
Well, what's his one?
Yeah. Well, I don't have that. I'm getting to a point, and I'm about to ask you a question. Okay. So Paul Skeens has allowed only 19 runs in 13 starts, but they've lost 8 of these. I don't have the innings. I want to know, can you explain that in NFL terminology?
I don't know.
Like, what for an elite player that should be winning games that, like,
actually,
is not
actually kind of compare.
Is like if their team is losing them games, what would the comparison be for that?
I guess the fair comparison is quarterback's pitcher. So it's
like the comparison I have: 21 Justin Herbert or 24 Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow, I feel like, is a solid.
I think Joe Burrow Super Bowl.
Saquon Barkley on the Giants. It's basically the Lamborghini or
Saquon Barkley is actually a way better example because they don't win games.
It's the meme of the Bugatti in the really crappy house.
Yeah, no. Actually, I think Saquon,
like Joe Burrow last year, not making the playoffs with
last year Burrow, yeah, but we're also thinking really young that age too. So,
yeah.
I know. I like that one. I think Saquon. Good. I think Saquon. I like that one. I think that's
Stafford's entire career
on just Calvin Johnson and Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
Detroit Lions.
Just Detroit Lions, good players pre Dan Campbell.
All-time generational talent, Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
Generational talent, Detroit Lions.
So I think Jameer Gibbs. Detroit Lions history.
Who else could it be?
I don't know.
Joik Bell? Is he up there? For Lions running backs?
I have Barry Sanders.
Who was the Lions running back in the era of Doug Martin, CJ Spiller?
I'm about to look at their career rushing.
Jamal Charles. Who was there in that era? I feel like he was good, no? I feel like they had a good back.
Jamal Charles, would that be like mid?
Just that era,
early 2010s,
like Matt Forte Bears. That era of NFL where you had franchise running backs. Like
they did not have one.
I don't know why.
Let's see, Lions, Arby's, 2010s.
No, oh shit, they had would have been David Best,
Theo Reddick, Amir Abdullah, Zach Zenner. That LeGarrette Blount was there for a little bit, but I think that was later.
Yeah.
Kerryon Johnson was later.
Oh, this is way later. No.
I'm looking.
We're talking Reebok jerseys, Everett.
It might have just been. It might have been.
Javid Best. Javid Best.
I think it was Joy Bell.
Yeah. But
Reggie Bush was there for a bit.
Oh yeah. No, I mean that's post Kardashian Reggie Bush. So I mean that's not even a football player. Okay, also, we'll end on this. If Reggie Bush just came out of college
right now,
how game breaking in like this NFL now, where you can't just murder the dude. Like Reggie Bush, the clip of him getting killed, catching the little flag. I mean, you can't do that to him anymore. How good would he be now? Because I think that's actually what limited him. Because in college, you can't.
Let me ask you this question:
and blind.
Are you drafting him over Ashton Genty this past
year? Watch Reggie. Yes.
Well, this is where we step.
Oh yeah, I am.
Are you drafting him over Bijan Robinson?
Yes.
Are you drafting him over
Reggie Bush? I'm not every back except Barry Sanders, Adrian Peterson. I think that's it.
But like, here's the thing: I'm not
asking
this as a literal like. I think I'm asking legitimately for like just so we can get to the
bottom.
I'm coming back to my point. I'm not saying these things as in like I think the inverse. I'm asking you. I'm legitimately just being like, would you take it? It's like it's the best. Like here's the thing: the comparable players that we're talking about right now, RB wise, you have Ashton Genty, you have Bijan Robinson. The next one's going to be Saquon Barkley.
Well, I'd say, dude, Reggie Bush is just like Jahmyr.
But
Gibbs.
I'm saying
like that's.
But I'm saying like, would you take him over Jahmyr Gibbs?
Yes.
Okay, so then here's the thing: if you take him over any of those guys, then objectively speaking, he would be the number one running back. He would be the number one running back in the league because if you would take him over Saquon Barkley, take him over Bijan Robinson, over Jahmyr Gibbs,
my thing is like
Ashton Genty,
like,
but any of the
killed like that, and also we were like 4 when it happened.
No, I know, but
maybe the like Heisman, maybe some. Hey, he messed with the Kardashian. That's like the equivalent of hooking up with Taylor Swift today. But I mean, we saw what happened with Travis.
The point is,
these are things we're not
speaking. If you think that he's a better player than those guys to draft him above those guys, then he should be better than them in the league. But like by the way that you're thinking about it,
off a talent potential.
By the way that you're thinking about it, he should be.
Dude, you gotta watch. I don't think you've watched Reggie Bush highlights.
Not enough.
No, I don't think you've ever watched Reggie Bush highlights. I think
I've seen
the tush push, which it's not a Reggie Bush highlight. I need to see you seeing him catch a halfback toss and God.
I've seen USC highlights. I haven't seen individual highlights.
That's your homework. You're gonna watch Reggie Bush highlights, and we're gonna wrap. It has been over an hour, but
it has been a long episode. But with that, thank you guys so much for watching, listening, raise 5 stars. You can find us on YouTube, Spotify, TikTok, Instagram, and on Twitter at WaterboyPod. You can follow me and Grant on Twitter at Everstakes and at WaterboyGrant. We post new episodes every week on YouTube and all podcast platforms, so make sure to subscribe to us and turn notifications so you don't miss a single episode. We also post exclusive content on TikTok and on Instagram, so make sure to check us out there as well at the WaterboyPod. And with that, we'll see you guys in the next episode. Waterboys out.